That means everyone you encounter in your day. But you know what? It also means all of the brotherhood. All of the brotherhood is shortchanged. Those who are awake, those who have passed on who are not yet awake. And of course, at the bottom line, you are missing out on the joy of being. You're making someone be the bad guy. Look at what you're responsible for. Look at what you've turned me into. When you're just doing a pretty darn good job of acting as though you're less than you are, as though you really are limited. And you know what? You'll do it until you stop. You'll just do it until you either really get to the bottom of the barrel where you're really uncomfortable and you finally say, it's not worth it to me to do this any longer, and you say stop and it stops. Or you can decide before it really gets bad. That no matter what anyone else has done, or no matter how they've been, or no matter what, you're going to stop and you're going to stop the act of suffering and start enjoying being. It is a decision. That's all. You're not being punished. Your lingering illness isn't punishment for something you've done wrong. It's a current effect of a decision you've made. It's a decision to be this way rather than happy. Well, I'll be happy when they straighten up. Or I'll be happy when they finally acknowledge what they did. Your justifications are for yourself alone. They say, I'm going to continue being miserable until they change. Well, don't hold your breath. Especially don't hold your breath, because you can make a real habit out of this, and if they did change, you would have difficulty letting go of your habit of suffering. It's not worth it. It serves no purpose. Well, they took away all my reasons for being happy. Well, I want to know, where'd you bury the rest of them? Where'd you bury the rest of the reasons for being happy? Because they couldn't have gotten hold of all of your reasons for being happy. You can try being happy for no good reason at all and succeed. And I encourage you to do that. Tomorrow, or the next moment, is a clean slate on which you can put the acting out of suffering, or you can put joyful being. So I encourage you to, at the least, become curious. Engage your curiosity again. It's as simple as that. Your body won't hold you in this position because all it's doing is reflecting a choice you're making. When you make a new choice, you'll have a new reflection. It's the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Everything. And the gift is being made eternally. That's what's being put on the clean slate, unless you want to make your own marks on it and cover up the gift that's being made. If it's the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, why can't it be your good pleasure to accept it? No matter what anyone else has done or not done. No matter what life has or hasn't dished out to you as you see it. For no good reason, you can justify standing in receipt of the all that's being given you. And have one heaven of a time, starting this moment. Stop, and this applies to all of you, stop making commitment to your misery. That's the end of the answer.
So as a follow-up, is there some specific activity that I can stop doing, or?
No, but there's some specific activity you can start doing. Anything. Start doing anything instead of blocking. Go play dominoes with someone. Engage with life. Go to a restaurant for the next 7 days and each time order something you've never ordered before.
Stay away from the squid.
Engage with life. If that's your decision, your body will reflect back to you a capacity to do that.
I got it.
Have some fun. Choose for it. Instead of the insane satisfaction with suffering, because just maybe you might succeed at getting even. You won't ever get even. No one will ever succeed at getting even. All you succeed at is enjoying an act of misery that's well done. You see? Okay, stop. Just let it go. Okay.
I got it. Thank you.
You must have a lot of free time to indulge yourself this way.
I could have a lot of free time to indulge myself, let's put it that way.
Well, if you've got a lot of free time for this, then you've got a lot of time to engage fully in life.
Right.
Yes. So, as is sometimes said, get a life. Engage, involve yourself with embrace, with expectation, with curiosity, with a willingness not to drag behind you a burden of misery. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Of course, he's the only one that does that, isn't he?
You don't know what he's talking about.
Some people's misery feels pretty good to them, actually. Just being a successful human being is a miserable experience. Doesn't necessarily hurt as much as sickness does. But when you're sitting in the middle of a glorious experience of the kingdom of heaven and it isn't registering with you, I promise you, you're experiencing a form of misery. It's a miserable experience by contrast. And if you're doing it pretty successfully and you're pretty proud of yourself, then you're going to be pretty committed to it, and you'll be stuck until something causes you to abandon the commitment. Well, curiosity to experience the new, whatever that might be, is a real good way to break the habit of commitment to misery. Okay. Hands. Right here.
I have two
Go just a moment, the microphone.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I have two questions having to do with my health. And one is my weight, which I can't seem to do anything with or about. And the other is these kind of asthma-like symptoms. And I'd like to know what the issues are around that, what I can do with it. Don't say diet.
Don't say diet. And don't say self-discipline. And don't say work.
How'd you know that was my next question?
What's really a shame is what you're covering up with all of that. The you that's being covered up by the extra weight. The attractive, beautiful person that everyone deserves to appreciate and enjoy seeing. I just want to remind you that underneath all of that is an utterly beautiful woman camouflaged at the moment. And you know what? I'm not suggesting that you get hung up on vanity. I'm not talking about vanity at all. But all of you are exquisitely beautiful. I can see it even though Paul is only able to feel it with me as I look at you. And in your suffering sense of yourself that each one of you has masks it in one way or another. God is beautiful. God is in expression. In expression, God is beauty, loveliness. And so it is absolutely appropriate for your loveliness to show. It is God's intent for the beauty that she is to show. In every one of her self-expressions. I want to remind you of that so that you can carry it with you and not be overshadowed by what you see and what you think when you look in a mirror. I will tell you that the fastest way to lose weight is to start loving yourself exactly as you are.
Actually,
Micro-
I think I do better at that than I used to when I was thin.
This is true. You do, but I want you to love yourself even more. Because as you do, what doesn't identify you will disappear. I will tell you that the answer to your question is very similar to the answer of the last question. You are refraining from engaging with life, and the asthma and the weight help insulate you from actively engaging with curiosity and with freedom.
Yes. Yeah, got that one. Because my next question was about work. Because I feel that the work that I do is just a form of slavery. I have no value for it in the way that I have to do it. And I want out. And I really don't care. And I can't say I really don't care because I'm debating it, but I kind of would like to just walk out, not go back, and let whatever happen, happen.
Well, as with the last questioner, he said, what can I stop doing? And I'm going to say to you, stop thinking about wanting to get out. Start giving your attention to where you want to go. Stop kicking against and resisting what you don't like, and start paying attention to what you would like, what you do like, and where you want to go next.
I have a number of things that I would like to do. I'd like
That's
to do
fine.
some
It
writing
isn't
and
so much
on.
what they are as to where you're giving your attention. Don't be looking back at what you want to leave. Be looking forward to where you want to go, wherever that might be, and then take one step at a time and move in that direction.
Well, I teach, so I'm through with this contract. I have to pick up another one, and I don't know whether to do that or not, or just let it go.
Well, you're going to have to find out, aren't you? I'm not going to answer the question. It's got to be something you like. It's got to be something you have a feeling for. It's got to be something you will enjoy. And you know what? That requires a certain amount of honesty that only you within yourself can bring to the situation. But I'm telling you, dare to start moving forward. Dare to start looking forward. And start to move in that direction.
Well, I mean, if I don't pick up the next teaching contract, I mean, the bills have to be paid. I have a retirement, but now the bills are beyond that, so I have to work.
Yes.
Unless I really want to let the whole thing hit the fan, which, believe me, has crossed my mind.
It is not appropriate for you to put yourself in jeopardy. So you need to look forward to what you enjoy doing and how to move gracefully into that. How to move gracefully into that.
Because I've tried to move gracefully twice and I didn't, I got a graduate degree in something else because I teach, and I got a graduate degree in something else. And I don't know, it just never seemed to pan out. So then, I've been trying to escape this profession for years. And, I took training as a massage therapist, and I just found it very difficult to make a living doing that, a consistent living. So I always wind up back in teaching. And it's like this curse. I think my mother put this curse on me where she said, if you go into education, you'll always have a job. And it's like, it's true, and it's the worst curse you could imagine. I don't really believe in curses, but you know what I mean. If I taught kids the way I wanted to teach kids, we'd walk out of a classroom and we would never come back.
Say that again.
I said if I taught kids the way I would like to teach kids, we would walk out of a classroom and we'd never come back.
You and the kids.
Me and the kids. Me and 5 of them. 20 is not practical. The institution of education, and I think it's real dysfunctional anymore. It's just, and I guess it always was. I think it makes more slaves, more drones.
Indeed.
And I don't want to.
What does that mean, though?
I don't want to participate on either end of that.
But you can bring the best you are able into the situation.
I can, but there's so many strictures around it that, it's just a big encrusted institution, and you have to do some things. And not only that, they want you to be enthusiastic about it.
So you have extra weight that keeps you from moving freely. You have structures in your work that keep you from moving freely.
My life is this big girdle, That's why I want to bust out. Anybody want to bust out with me?
I'm there, girl.
And what have I said? You need to bust out.
I want to bust out.
But you need to start taking steps in that direction.
But it seems like every time I take a step and even put money in investment in years, even it doesn't work. So there's something else. There's some other variable in there, and it can't be that I don't want to get out.
At the next break, I want you and the last questioner to get together and share your misery.
All right. Where are you back there?
I was always told you have to love your way out of that situation.
Well,
And I had to do that once, and it works. You have to love your way out.
Now,
yeah, well, that might be. Don't you have to love your way out of every situation? There you go.
And how do you love your way out of a situation? You love your way out of a situation by loving yourself first. And getting in touch with what you love and moving with it. And you won't move with it by continuing to talk about how bad it is where you are.
I don't really want to do that. I want to get out with, but it's just
Then
that.
put one foot in front of the other and begin to engage with your world in a new way.
Are we talking about integrity here?
At the very least, we're talking about integrity. How much are you willing to sell your integrity for?
I don't want to sell it anymore, you know? I don't want to sell it
Okay.
anymore.
Then stop talking about how bad it is and begin to do something about it.
I'm willing to do that. I'm willing not to look for another job.
But don't say, I'm willing to do something about it, but whenever I've done something about it before, it didn't work out.
Okay.
You're arguing both sides of the fence.
Well, yeah, maybe that. I mean,
You have a gift. You have a gift to make. You have a gift to make, and the gift is the gift of you. But you won't make it as long as you're preoccupied with how bad it has been, what you've done and it never has worked, and so on and so forth. Whew. You're carrying a lot of baggage. You're carrying baggage forward with you. You're carrying last month's food with you. You're carrying last year's food with you. You're carrying a lot of baggage forward with you. You got to let it go. And you let it go by giving your attention to where you are and what your opportunities are. You pay attention to where you are, knowing that it's the Father's good pleasure to give you your wholeness, and with a curiosity to see what it is and be willing to embrace it, and not carry all this baggage forward with you.
well, it's going to come down to accepting another contract soon. So,
Or not.
or not.
Mm-hmm.
And the or not means probably the whole financial situation will hit the fan. And I don't
Why
know that
doesn't
I
it mean
care.
that in the release of your expectation that that's the only direction you can go in, a new direction will present itself because you've made room for it?
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna-
Because it's the Father's good pleasure to give you your wholeness.
Yeah. I just don't think I'm going to seek another teaching contract.
I don't think you are either.
I'm over it. I'm over it.
I want you to say that with a smile.
I'm over it. We must have some teachers back here.
We'll let it set for right now. Just sit with what we've talked about.
Okay.
We can come back to it later if you wish. Because you haven't quite felt the kick in the ass I've given you.
I got it on the table water.
Okay.
Okay, I'll duly receive it.
Hands.